Baby, let's go. Alabama anthem. Don't throw your hands up. Put up your onion. I ain't talking about it last up. I'm talking about the ham. I'm talking about the deal. A-L-A-B-A-M-A. This what I live. Alabama while I was born. Alabama where I'm from. Alabama anthem. Don't throw your hands up. Put up your onion. I ain't talking about it last up. I'm talking about the ham. I'm talking about the deal. A-L-A-B-A-M-A. This what I live. Alabama while I was born. Alabama.
What's going on, everybody? Christian Ballard, Ballard Sports Media. Well, now that we got that out the way, hope everyone's doing great. I was hesitant to not make this one. I mean, what do you want me to say? Because it's Austin Peay. Now, you see the records. Austin Peay is a 7-win team. They're going bowling. 7-3. Not a bad team. Not a bad team. Also not a great team. They're good. We'll break down some of their players and what they have. But let's just be honest. This is just another game for Alabama. They always have this. It's a filler before the Iron Bowl. And boy, woo, the Iron Bowl next week. Rivalry week. We'll talk more rivalries. But Iron Bowl hate week. You don't hate the rivalry. You don't really hate so much your rival. You just kind of talk some smack. But hate week's coming. It's coming next week. Promise you that. We're going to have a lot of fun next week. And I hope everyone has a blessed Thanksgiving, by the way. Eat a lot of good food. Have fun with friends and family. All that good stuff. So, looking at this week's game, Austin Peay, who is 7-3 on the year, pretty good record. 10 games. They play 11 instead of 12, like any other college football team. That's just kind of how it is over where Austin Peay plays. Alabama, 8-2. Our playoff chances right out the window. Chance at the SEC title out the window. Disappointing season? Yes. I think there was a lot of hype going into this year about this team winning a championship possibly. Possibly winning a championship, Alabama. Unfortunately, 2023 can't get here soon enough. But still got some games to play. Got to get through Austin Peay this weekend. Never take any opponent lightly. Never. Don't sleep on anybody. Upsets happen in college football. All that stuff. Alabama's not going to take this team lightly. They're not. They're going to go in there. They want to execute. They want to dominate. They want to go out there and play four-quarter football. I do think this is one of those games where we bench the starters and we probably put the second strings. It might even get to where we put the third strings in. You might see Ty Simpson out there at quarterback. Please, I hope so. I'm ready for Ty Simpson. I'm not sure if you guys saw my video this week, but we could talk more on next year's quarterback situation after the season's over. This is going to be one of those games for Alabama to just go out and dominate, honestly. I give Austin Peay some credit. They're a good football team. They play well. Let me pull up the game cast on ESPN. Let me share screen. Chrome. Here we go. All right, gonna be a cold one this Saturday. 52 degrees in Tuscaloosa, Alabama, at Bryant Denny. Not our final home game. We get the Iron Bowl at home next week. Alabama has a 99.6% chance to win. Austin Peay has a point 4. Honestly, if you ask me, the only way Austin Peay wins this game is if Alabama just straight up gives up. I don't think that's going to happen. I don't think that's bad. I don't. Well, I mean that'd be bad, but that's not what's going to happen. They're not going to go out there and give it away. They're not going to give up. I think that they will have one of their more dominant games of the season right here. It's not going to be competitive. It's not going to be close. Are there players to watch out for? Yes, there are. Will Anderson, Dallas Turner, Byron Young. Watch everybody on the defensive side of the ball. Watch the offensive line. How do they perform? I think that's just, these are the things we watch for in these cupcake type of games for Alabama. We just want to see how everybody performs. We know we're going to get the victory. We just want to see how it's going to unfold, how that's going to happen. So, Alabama, of course, has been really good. I think better than their record shows. Well, I say that. I mean, they're a better program than what their record shows. We know that for a fact. We know that for certain. They're better than 8-2. I mean, this is embarrassing. This is sad, pathetic, however you want to put it. 8-2 is definitely not what was expected of this year's Alabama Crimson Tide team. And now they're, instead of being 11-0 or 10-0, 9-1, now they're 8-2, and an Austin Peay team who is not on Alabama's level is one win away from matching Alabama's record. That's not going to happen. Alabama's going to go out. They're going to dominate. They're going to dominate their opponent. They are. I expect that. I will give some credit. You look at some of these players here for Austin Peay. You have Mike DeLeo, 181 of 300, over 2,000 yards, 21 touchdowns, 9 picks. That's pretty good for the quarterback. You got C.J. Evans Jr. with 118 carries, 596 yards, and 6 rushing touchdowns. That's pretty good for the run game. Their lead receiver is Dre McCray. That's a cool name. 63 receptions, 929 yards, and 9 touchdowns. They're coming off a win against Kennesaw State. I mean, really, what I should be breaking down is what kind of players could we see in this Alabama game. I think it does get to the point where in the third or fourth quarter, we bench Bryce, we put in Jalen Milroe, we probably take a guy like Gibbs out and put in Jace McClellan. Ja'Cory Brooks hopefully sees time in this game. The question for a guy like Ja'Cory Brooks is he going to be a starting receiver? Based on this year, he's probably not going to start. But if he does play, he'll probably be a second-string receiver, which I don't agree with. I think that he should be a starting receiver, in my opinion. We have starting guys like Jermaine Burton and Trayshawn Holden, of course, who's our lead receiver on the year. You know, I mean, there's a lot to look for in this game. You look at the defensive side of the ball for Alabama. Our lead tackler now is DeMarco Helms, who's a defensive back. He also leads the team with one interception. We really haven't been an intercepting type of defense. We got Henry To'o, we got Brian Branch, we got Jordan Battle, Jalen Moody, Byron Young, Terry and Arnold, Will Anderson, Deontay Lawson, Kool-Aid, Dallas Turner. Um, do we let? I would like to see us give the defensive backs and guys up front like Kendrick Blackshear, Deontay Lawson, Damon Payne, um, Kendrick. Like there's so many guys that I would love to see get some experience in this game. Um, even on the defensive side of the ball, I mean, if we're up big at the half, just go ahead and bench some of the starters. Not because they're playing terribly, but because they're playing so good. They've done their job for the day. Give some guys some experience. I honestly think that this is just one of those games for Alabama where they want to give any player um, they want to give any player and every player the best chance to go out and not necessarily earn a starting role, but just have some game time playing experience, get a feel for it, go out there, do what they do, see how they perform. And honestly, I think that's kind of what Alabama's going to do in this game. I think they're just going to be up that big. Um, and by the third quarter, you can definitely see us kind of rotate some guys out, and we'll get the victory with our second and third strings at the end of the game. All right, time for our prediction. I'm going to go ahead and give a score. I really don't think this is going to be that close. I don't want to rip on Austin Peay too much. They've had a really good season. They're 7-3. They're bowl eligible. They got a lot of talented guys on the offensive side of the ball. Got some guys on the defensive side of the ball. Alabama's not the best in football this year, right? Clearly, they're not the best team, but they're still one of the best. And even though they might not be making the playoffs, even though they might barely miss out on New Year's Six, they might be in a position they didn't think they'd be in. They might be a little bit uncoached, undisciplined, however you want to put it. They're still good enough, I would hope, because anything can happen in football. I'm not going to rule it out. I don't think it's going to be an upset on Saturday. I don't think it's going to be close. But then again, you just never know. My hope is that we're still at least good enough to where we see an opponent like this and have a field day and we don't get blown out. Or struggle. Sorry about that. I'm going to go ahead and give a score prediction. I think Alabama has a field day. I don't like to predict shutouts. It would not surprise me if this is one. And because I don't like to predict a shutout, I give the opponent a bare minimum of 7 points. So with that being said, I say 57-7. We win by 50. And we beat Austin Peay pretty handily. And again, this is one of those games where you look at it as Alabama and you say, thanks for playing us. Thanks for coming to Bryant-Denny. We appreciate you. I'm sorry this one wasn't that long. I'm sorry this one wasn't into detail too much. It's Austin Peay. I mean, we all expect Alabama to go out there and do what they do and take care of business, right? Next week, rivalry week in college football, Michigan, Ohio State, Penn State, Michigan State, Clemson, South Carolina, Georgia, Georgia Tech, but more importantly, my favorite, and next week on Tidal Wave Talk, and all throughout next week, It is Iron Bowl Hype Week. I'm still trying to come up with the title. Iron Bowl Hate Week? I don't hate the Iron Bowl, but I guess in a way, being rivals, you kind of hate the other team, so it is a hate week, right? Um, no disrespect to Auburn, honestly. You got to love Auburn. You got to love what they bring to the table in the Iron Bowl. A lot of passion, a lot of pride and performance, and you can say whatever you want to about them as an Alabama fan, and talk about how much you hate the team, and you don't want to see them win. You want to see them lose, and you hope you blow them out. Blah blah blah. You can say all that, but you at least got to thank them for making this rivalry exactly what it is. But we got to take care of Austin Peay. Don't overlook it. I got 57-7 as my final score prediction. I think Alabama takes care of business, gets it done, and we go in to next week in the Iron Bowl with 9 wins, 2 losses, and hopefully in the Iron Bowl we take care of business at home and get our 10th win of the season, a 10-win season, 10-2, and I'm sure we'll still end up getting a good bowl spot. I love you guys. Jesus loves you. Keep your head up. Please like, comment, and subscribe right here to Ballard Sports Media for more sports content. And until next time, folks, Ballard Sports Media, check it out. Love y'all. Roll Tide. We'll see you.